Hello. You're watching Global English Stories, where stories come to life and help you learn English naturally. Listen, enjoy, and start your learning journey.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. These words became famous all over the world. They were spoken by a man who was fast, strong, and full of confidence. His name was Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was not just a boxer. He was a fighter for justice, for truth, and for people who had no voice. He was strong inside and outside the boxing ring. He became a symbol of courage, not only in America, but across the world. This story will take you through his early life, his rise as a boxing star, his fight outside the ring, and how he became a hero to millions. It will also show how he struggled in his later years, but stayed strong in spirit. Muhammad Ali once said, "I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion." His life teaches us about strength, belief, and never giving up. Let's begin the story of a man who is more than just a boxer. Let's follow the journey of Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time. Part 1. The early years. Muhammad Ali was born as Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. on January 17, 1942. He came into the world in a small house in Louisville, Kentucky, a city in the United States. His father, Cassius Clay Sr., painted signs. His mother, Odessa Clay, worked cleaning houses. They were a hardworking black family living during a time when America was not equal. Black people were often treated unfairly because of the color of their skin. From a young age, Cassius was full of energy. He talked quickly and had strong opinions. He liked being the center of attention. He wasn't afraid to speak his mind, and he often told others that he would be great one day. People sometimes laughed at him, but Cassius believed in himself. When Cassius was 12 years old, something happened that changed his life forever. One day, he rode his red bicycle to a local event. After some time, he noticed that his bike was gone. Someone had stolen it. He was very upset and angry. He wanted to find the thief and fight him. While he was shouting and complaining, a police officer named Joe Martin came to talk to him. Martin was not just a police officer. He also trained young boxers at a local gym. Cassius told Officer Martin that he wanted to beat up the thief. Martin smiled and said, You better learn to fight first." That simple sentence stayed in Cassius's mind. Soon after, he visited Martin's gym. The gym was noisy, full of boys training, jumping rope, and punching bags. Cassius liked the energy, the focus, and the hard work. He decided to start boxing. Cassius trained every day. He worked hard and listened to his coach. He was fast, clever, and full of energy. Even though he was new, he quickly began to win fights. His movements were smooth, and he had a special style. He danced around the ring like no one else. People started to notice the skinny boy who talked big and fought even bigger. Over the next few years, Cassius won many amateur boxing matches. He became the best young boxer in Louisville. At the age of 18, he was chosen to represent the United States at the 1960 Summer Olympics in Rome, Italy. He was excited to travel to a new country. It was his first time flying on a plane, and he was scared of flying. In fact, he carried a parachute with him on the plane because he was so nervous. In Rome, Cassius competed in the light heavyweight division. He trained hard and stayed focused. In each match, he showed his speed and skill. He was faster than most of his opponents and knew how to move before they threw a punch. He won all his matches and reached the final. There, he fought a strong boxer from Poland and won the gold medal. He stood on the podium with a big smile, wearing the American flag. It was a proud moment for him and his country. When Cassius returned home to Louisville, people welcomed him. He felt happy and proud. He wore his gold medal everywhere he went. But his happiness did not last long. Even as an Olympic champion, he still faced racism. One day, he went to a restaurant with his medal. He wanted to eat there, but the workers told him, "We don't serve black people." Cassius was shocked. He had just fought for his country, won gold, and made America proud, but he was still not treated as an equal. Some say that this moment broke his heart. There is a story, though no one knows if it's true, that he took off his gold medal and threw it into a river. Whether the story is real or not, it shows how deeply hurt he felt. Cassius began to understand that he wanted more than fame. He wanted respect. He wanted change. He wanted to speak out against the unfair treatment of black people. Even though he was still young, Cassius was already different from other athletes. He was not afraid to speak his mind. He had big dreams, not just in boxing, but also in life. He didn't want to be just a champion in the ring. He wanted to be a champion for his people. By the early 1960s, Cassius Clay was becoming a name people remembered. Reporters liked him because he always had something exciting to say. Fans liked him because he was fast and stylish. But behind the smiles and funny words was a serious young man who wanted to make a difference. His journey as a boxer had begun. But soon, the world would learn that his real fight was much bigger than any boxing match. Part 2. Rise to stardom and becoming a champion. After winning the Olympic gold medal, Cassius Clay returned home as a hero. But he knew he could not stop there. He had bigger dreams. He wanted to become the heavyweight champion of the world, the most important title in boxing. Cassius turned professional in 1960. This meant he would now fight for money, not just medals. He trained harder than ever. He ran every morning, even in rain or snow. He hit the heavy bags for hours and practiced his footwork until it was perfect. His goal was clear. He wanted to be the best. In the boxing ring, Cassius was different from most fighters. He moved quickly, like a dancer. His hands were fast, and he avoided punches with smooth moves. He called himself the greatest and said things like, "I am pretty, I can't be beat." Many people thought he was just showing off, but others started to believe him. Between 1960 and 1963, Cassius Clay won 19 fights in a row. He talked before every match, telling the world how he would beat his opponent. People came to see if his words were true, and most of the time, they were. Cassius didn't just win fights. He made them fun to watch. In 1964, he got the chance to fight for the world heavyweight title. The champion at that time was Sonny Liston. Liston was big, strong, and scary. Many believed Cassius would lose. Some said he wouldn't last more than 2 rounds. But Cassius was not afraid. Before the fight, he shouted, "I'm going to shake up the world." Reporters laughed at him, but Cassius meant it. The fight took place on February 25, 1964, in Miami, Florida. In the first round, Cassius moved quickly around the ring. Liston tried to hit him, but Cassius was too fast. Round after round, Cassius kept hitting Liston while dancing away from danger. After the 6th round, something strange happened. Liston did not stand up to fight the 7th round. His shoulder was hurt, and he said he could not continue. Cassius Clay had won. He became the new heavyweight champion of the world. Right after the fight, Cassius shouted to the crowd, "I shook up the world. I'm the greatest. I'm the king of the world." It was a moment that changed boxing history. The next day, the world got another surprise. Cassius Clay announced that he had joined a religion called Islam. He said he would no longer be called Cassius Clay, which he called his slave name. He chose a new name, Muhammad Ali. Ali's conversion to Islam was strongly influenced by Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad, the leader of the Nation of Islam at the time. Elijah Muhammad was the person who Muhammad Ali followed closely during the early years of his conversion to Islam. Elijah Muhammad's teachings deeply impacted Ali's views on race, religion, and personal identity. Ali's journey towards Islam and his relationship with Elijah Muhammad were central to his life and career, as he not only embraced a new faith, but also used it to challenge social norms, particularly with respect to race relations in America. He became an outspoken advocate for black empowerment and an ally to the civil rights movement. His change of name and beliefs became a statement against the racism and injustice that he had faced throughout his life, marking a pivotal moment in both his career and personal growth. This news shocked many people. Some didn't understand why he changed his name. Others were angry. They didn't want to accept his new identity. But Muhammad Ali stood strong. He said, "I know where I'm going and I know the truth." Becoming champion and changing his name brought both fame and trouble. Some newspapers refused to call him Muhammad Ali. Some people started to dislike him, but he didn't let that stop him. He stayed confident and kept training. In 1965, Ali had to fight Sonny Liston again. People wanted to see if Ali's win was just luck. The rematch was strange. In the first round, Ali hit Liston with a fast punch. Liston fell to the ground, and the fight was over in less than 2 minutes. Many people were confused. They didn't even see the punch. That punch later became known as the Phantom Punch. After the second win, Ali became even more famous. He defended his title again and again. He beat fighters like Floyd Patterson, George Chuvalo, and Henry Cooper. He kept talking big and winning big. He called himself the people's champion. But Ali was not just fighting in the ring. Outside the ring, he was becoming a strong voice for justice. He spoke about race, freedom, and religion. He stood up for what he believed in, even if others didn't agree. By the end of 1966, Muhammad Ali was at the top of the world. He was young, rich, and famous. He was a boxing star, a cultural icon, and a leader for change. But something big was about to happen, something that would test his strength not just as a fighter, but as a man. A storm was coming, and it was not about boxing. Part 3, the fight outside the ring. In 1967, Muhammad Ali was 25 years old. He was the world heavyweight champion and one of the most famous people in America. But he was about to face a new kind of fight, one that had nothing to do with boxing. That year, the United States was at war with a country called Vietnam. Many young American men were being sent to fight in this war. The U.S. government created a system called the draft. This meant that men could be forced to join the army, even if they didn't want to go. Muhammad Ali received a letter. It said he had been chosen by the draft. He was told to report for military service. But Ali said no. He explained, "I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong." That meant he had no reason to fight the people in Vietnam. He also said his religion, Islam, taught peace. He believed killing in war was wrong. For Ali, this was not just a personal choice. It was a matter of faith and justice. Many people were shocked. Some called him unpatriotic. Others called him brave. But the United States government did not care about his beliefs. Because he refused the draft, Ali was arrested. He was charged with breaking the law. Soon after, something even bigger happened. In April 1967, the boxing world took away his championship title. His license to fight was taken from him. For the next 3.5 years, Muhammad Ali was banned from boxing. He lost the best years of his career, not because of injury, but because he stood up for what he believed. Ali did not stay silent. He gave speeches across the country, talking about peace, civil rights, and freedom. He spoke to students and churches. He stood next to civil rights leaders and became a powerful voice for justice. Some people began to change their minds. They saw that Ali was not just a boxer. He was a man of principle. He had given up money, fame, and boxing because of his beliefs. Slowly, more Americans began to respect him again. While Ali was banned from boxing, his legal case moved through the courts. At first, he was found guilty and sentenced to 5 years in prison. But he didn't go to jail right away. He kept fighting the case through the legal system. Finally, in 1971, the United States Supreme Court made its decision. The court said that Ali had the right to refuse the draft for religious reasons. His conviction was overturned. He was free again. Ali had won his biggest fight, not with his fists, but with his words. Now, after more than 3 years, he was allowed to return to the boxing ring. But things were different. He was no longer the young, fast fighter he once was. The long break had changed him. He had to train harder and smarter. Ali's first big comeback fight was against Joe Frazier, another great boxer. Frazier was now the world champion. Their match was called the Fight of the Century. It took place on March 8th, 1971, in Madison Square Garden, New York City. The fight was tough. Both men hit hard and didn't give up. Ali was fast and smart, but Frazier was strong and aggressive. After 15 long rounds, Frazier won by decision. It was Ali's first professional loss. Some fans were shocked, but Ali remained proud. He said, "You don't lose if you get knocked down. You lose if you stay down." Even in defeat, Ali was still a hero to many. He had returned to boxing with courage and heart. And he wasn't done yet. He continued to train, fight, and speak out. In the years that followed, Ali worked hard to get back on top. He won several fights and slowly climbed back toward the championship. His story was no longer just about boxing. It was about standing tall when life gets hard. By the early 1970s, the world was beginning to understand the deeper meaning of Ali's life. He had become more than just a sportsman. He was a symbol of strength, courage, and belief. Muhammad Ali had taken a huge risk when he refused to go to war. He had lost almost everything, but he showed the world that standing for your beliefs is sometimes the greatest fight of all. Now, the stage was set for something even bigger. Another great opponent was waiting, and soon, the world would witness one of the most famous fights in history. Part 4. Rumble in the Jungle and the Greatest Comeback. After his loss to Joe Frazier in 1971, Muhammad Ali did not give up. He trained harder and kept fighting. His dream was to become the heavyweight champion of the world again. But it was not easy. There were strong fighters in the ring, and Ali had to prove that he still had the power, the speed, and the heart of a champion. Ali fought many matches in the early 1970s. He won most of them, beating tough boxers like Jimmy Ellis, Buster Mathis, and Ken Norton. The fight against Ken Norton in 1973 was especially hard. Norton broke Ali's jaw during the match. Ali lost that fight, but later he came back and beat Norton in a rematch. These wins showed the world that Ali was still strong. In 1974, a big opportunity came. The new heavyweight champion was a young and powerful boxer named George Foreman. Foreman had knocked out Joe Frazier and was considered unbeatable. He was younger, bigger, and stronger than Ali. Many people thought Ali had no chance, but Ali was not afraid. He believed in himself. He told the world, "I've done something new for this fight. I've wrestled with an alligator. I've tussled with a whale. I handcuffed lightning and thrown thunder in jail." This was classic Ali, funny, bold, and full of confidence. The fight was set to take place in Zaire, a country in Africa. It was called the Rumble in the Jungle. The date was October 30th, 1974. People from all over the world came to watch the match. Thousands of fans cheered for Ali, calling him Ali Bomé, which means Ali, kill him in the local language. Ali had a special plan. He knew he could not beat Foreman with power, so he used his mind. He called it the rope-a-dope strategy. During the fight, Ali leaned against the ropes and let Foreman throw many punches. Ali blocked the punches with his arms and gloves, but he did not fight back much in the beginning. He waited for Foreman to get tired. Round after round, Foreman kept punching, but Ali stayed calm. He kept talking to Foreman during the fight, saying things like, "Is that all you got?" By the 8th round, Foreman was tired. That's when Ali saw his chance. Suddenly, Ali attacked with fast and strong punches. He hit Foreman with a powerful right hand. Foreman fell to the canvas. The referee counted to 10. Ali had won. He was the heavyweight champion of the world again. At 32 years old, he had done what many said was impossible. This was one of the greatest moments in sports history. People everywhere celebrated. Ali proved that being smart, patient, and brave could beat strength. He shouted, "I am the greatest!" And this time nobody laughed. Everyone believed him. But Ali was not finished. In 1975, he faced Joe Frazier one last time. This match was called the Thrilla in Manila. It was one of the hardest fights in boxing history. Both men were older, but they gave everything they had. The fight took place in the Philippines, in hot and humid weather. The two fighters battled for 14 brutal rounds. They punched, sweated, and bled. Each round was more painful than the last. Between rounds, Ali told his trainer, "It's the closest thing to dying I've ever felt." Before the 15th round could begin, Frazier's trainer stopped the fight. Frazier could no longer see clearly. Ali had won, but he was also completely exhausted. After the fight, he said, "Frazier is the greatest fighter I ever faced." Ali had now beaten all the top fighters of his time. He was the champion, the showman, and the symbol of courage. But his body was changing. Years of boxing had taken a toll on him. He was slower, and his reflexes were not the same. Still, Ali continued to fight for a few more years. In 1978, he lost the title to a young boxer named Leon Spinks. But later that same year, he fought Spinks again and won. Ali became the first boxer to win the heavyweight title 3 times. After that victory, Ali finally began to slow down. He had done almost everything in boxing. He had become a champion, lost the title, and then won it back twice. He had fought the best and inspired millions. He had used his voice to speak for peace and justice. Ali's career was more than wins and losses. It was about never giving up even when the world says you can't win. It was about standing strong in the face of fear. It was about using your mind, your heart, and your voice, not just your fists. Muhammad Ali was no longer just a boxer. He was a legend. Part 5. Life after boxing and the battle with Parkinson's. After winning the heavyweight title for the third time in 1978, Muhammad Ali made history once again. No other boxer had done this before, but Ali knew that his body was not the same. He was slower, and his hands did not move as fast. In 1979, he said he would retire from boxing. People believed it was the end of an amazing journey. However, Ali could not stay away from the ring. In 1980, he returned to fight a new champion named Larry Holmes. Many people were worried. Ali was now older and not in the best shape. Doctors said he should not fight again, but Ali believed in himself, just like he always had. The fight was painful to watch. Holmes was younger, faster, and stronger. Ali tried hard, but he could not keep up. He took many punches and did not fight back as much. After 10 rounds, Ali's trainer stopped the fight. It was the only time Ali lost by a technical knockout. Fans were heartbroken. Ali still came back one last time in 1981 to fight Trevor Berbick. He lost by decision. And finally, Ali said goodbye to boxing for good. He had fought 61 times, winning 56 matches. He was one of the most successful boxers in history. But now Ali had to face a new fight, this time not in the ring. In the early 1980s, Ali started to feel weak and shaky. His hands trembled, and he spoke more slowly. In 1984, doctors told him he had Parkinson's disease. It is a condition that affects the brain and muscles. It has no cure, and it gets worse over time. Many people thought Ali would hide from the public, but Ali was still brave. He decided to face Parkinson's with the same courage he showed in the ring. He said, "I've had a lot of fights in my life, but this one is the toughest." He wanted to use his illness to help others. Even though his body was getting weaker, his spirit stayed strong. He traveled the world, meeting fans, leaders, and children. In 1990, he went to Iraq to help free American hostages. He met with Saddam Hussein and used his fame to bring people home safely. Ali also gave his time to charity. He raised money for medical research, helped people with disabilities, and visited children in hospitals. In 1996, the world saw a very special moment. At the Olympic Games in Atlanta, Muhammad Ali lit the Olympic flame. His hands shook from Parkinson's, but he stood tall. Millions of people cried and cheered. It was a moment of hope and courage. In 2005, Ali received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest award for an American citizen. President George W. Bush called him a man of peace, a man of courage, and a man of great heart. That same year, the Muhammad Ali Center opened in his hometown of Louisville, Kentucky. It became a place where people could learn about Ali's life and values. As the years passed, Parkinson's disease made it harder for Ali to move and speak, but he still made public appearances when he could. He watched boxing matches, met fans, and continued to inspire others with his quiet strength. One of the most touching moments came in 2009 when Ali attended the funeral of Michael Jackson, who had been a close friend. And in 2015, Ali made his last big public appearance at a sports award ceremony. He sat quietly, but the crowd gave him a long, standing ovation. On June 3rd, 2016, Muhammad Ali passed away at the age of 74. The news shocked the world. People everywhere remembered his strength, his humor, and his heart. Presidents, athletes, and fans shared their memories. Former President Barack Obama said, "Muhammad Ali shook up the world, and the world is better for it." Ali's funeral was attended by thousands of people. It was held in Louisville, the city where his journey began. He was laid to rest with honor and love. People from all religions and backgrounds came together to celebrate his life. It was just the way Ali would have wanted. Muhammad Ali's story did not end in the boxing ring. He became a global symbol, a man who stood for peace, courage, and kindness. He taught the world that you can be strong without being cruel, and you can be famous without forgetting who you are. He once said, "Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth." Ali paid that rent many times over. His words, his actions, and his life continued to inspire people even after his death. Though Parkinson's slowed his body, it never touched his soul. Muhammad Ali stayed true to his beliefs, fought his battles with dignity, and became more than a sports hero. He became a legend of humanity. Part 6. The Legacy of Muhammad Ali and His Global Impact. Muhammad Ali's story did not end with his last fight or even with his passing in 2016. His spirit and message continued to live on. Around the world, people remember him not just as a boxer, but as a voice for change, a symbol of courage, and a hero of the people. Ali's impact on sports was huge. He changed the way people looked at boxing. Before Ali, many boxers were quiet outside the ring, but Ali was different. He spoke with confidence. He made boxing exciting, not only with his fast moves, but also with his words. His famous line, "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee," became known everywhere. He brought more fans to the sport than anyone before him. Young boxers still learn from his fights. They study how he moved and how he used his mind, not just his fists. Many say they became fighters because of Ali. He showed that boxing could be smart, beautiful, and powerful. He also showed that an athlete could speak out and still be loved by millions. But Ali's influence was not limited to the boxing ring. He made a bigger difference outside the sport. When he refused to go to the Vietnam War, he stood up for what he believed in, even when it cost him everything. This made him a hero for people who believed in peace and fairness. Ali became a symbol of the civil rights movement. He gave hope to African Americans who faced racism every day. He told them they were beautiful and strong. He showed them they had a voice. His boldness gave courage to many others to speak out. His journey as a Muslim man in America also mattered. At a time when few people understood Islam, Ali helped break down fear and misunderstanding. He shared his beliefs with kindness and strength. Many Muslims around the world saw him as a role model. He was proud of his faith, but he also respected people of all religions. Ali believed that people should live with love and respect. He often said, "We all have the same God. We just serve him in different ways." This made him a powerful figure for peace. He met with leaders from many countries and worked to build understanding between people. After his retirement, Ali gave his time and energy to charity work. He helped poor communities, visited children in hospitals, and spoke about peace at global events. His foundation supported health, education, and the fight against hunger. He never forgot the people who had less than him. Ali also became a strong voice for people with Parkinson's disease. Even though the illness made it hard for him to move and speak, he showed the world that life is still meaningful. He raised millions of dollars for research and gave hope to other patients. In schools, children read about Ali in their history books. Teachers use his life to teach about bravery, standing up for beliefs, and never giving up. His story teaches that being a true hero is not just about winning fights. It's about fighting for what is right. Ali also became a part of pop culture. Songs, movies, and books talked about his life. A famous movie called Ali was made in 2001, starring actor Will Smith. It showed Ali's struggles, his wins, and his deep beliefs. The film helped young people understand why Ali mattered so much. Statues of Ali stand in parks and museums. The Muhammad Ali Center in Louisville, Kentucky, is visited by people from all over the world. It is a place of learning and reflection, showing that Ali's life was about more than boxing. It was about hope, respect, and change. Even years after his death, his name is still powerful. World leaders, sports stars, and ordinary people speak his name with love. When people talk about courage, they mention Ali. When they speak about standing strong in hard times, they remember his story. Ali's words are often repeated. Don't count the days, make the days count. These words inspire people to live with purpose. They remind us that life is short, but we can do great things if we try. His funeral in 2016 was like a final gift to the world. People from every walk of life came to say goodbye. They cried, they laughed, and they shared stories. It was more than a farewell. It was a celebration of a man who had touched millions. The world will never forget Muhammad Ali. He was more than the greatest boxer. He was a champion of the people. He taught us to dream, to speak, and to care. He showed us that true greatness comes not just from the hands, but from the heart. He once said, "I am the greatest." I said that even before I knew I was. But now the world agrees. Muhammad Ali was not only the greatest in the ring, he was one of the greatest human beings of our time. So, the story of Muhammad Ali comes to an end, but his message lives on. He taught the world to stand tall, to speak with truth, and to believe in something greater than fear. His fists won fights, but his heart won people. In every corner of the world, his name still means hope, courage, and greatness. Muhammad Ali may be gone, but his spirit will never be forgotten. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Keep learning, keep growing, and one story at a time.